Hey guys, so I thought it would be fun to do a story time because it has to do with LPS, and this happened about, I think, 5 to 6 years ago. I was pretty young. I think I was going into 5th grade, or I was beginning of 4th grade, somewhere around that timeline. I know that it was years and years ago when I used to visit one of my cousins that I no longer visit, and that was actually the last visit that I ever went to her house. So yeah. Before I start this video, I just want to say, do not steal. I was stupid and I do regret it a lot. I do, like I really do. Also, I've never stolen from like a store. I've stolen from my cousins. And only my cousins. It's only has been my cousin. I was going over to my cousin's house. Her house was pretty messy at the time. I think it still is pretty messy. But I didn't really mind. I loved going over there. It was my childhood. Playing Pokemon with my cousin, doing video games and playing Sonic, filming videos together with Sonic and Pokemon and stuff like that. So I went over there a lot. So one day when I was over, I walked in and immediately I saw an LPS. This LPS was a dash hound. It was actually my first dash hound, by the way. I thought a lot about it, but I didn't want to steal it at the time. Once we got into my cousin's room, we played Pokemon, we talked about Sonic and our friends at school and things like that. What we usually talked about, until later that day, I asked about the Littlest Pet Shop. She said it was her younger sister's that also shares a room with her, and her sister wasn't there. I think she spent the night at somebody's house, or somehow she wasn't there for the whole night. And me and my cousin, the one that I was spending the night with to begin with, had the whole room to ourselves. So I asked if she had any more Littlest Pet Shops. Come to find out that there was a little closet, I guess. I don't really know what it was. It just had shelves in it. It was like a closet, it was more for clothes, but she kept toys in them. She had Pokemon toys in there, and she had Mario toys, until the very bottom of the last shelf there was Littlest Pet Shops. There was a lot of Littlest Pet Shops, and it was the cutest setup I've probably ever seen. It looked like kind of like a toy display, and I was jealous. She had a lot more Littlest Pet Shops than I did, and Pokemon toys, and Sonic toys. That whole family, they had amazing collections of everything. And being the little child myself, not having that much money, I was jealous. I was not kind of jealous. I was jealous. And they were the older pets. At the time, the fairies were coming out. Some of the older pets were still in stores, but a lot of the fairy LPS were starting to come out. So me and my cousin were talking about the Littlest Pet Shops and which one she likes a lot from her sister's collection. And then she said she had to go to the bathroom. That instantly set a message off to me to steal. And no, I did not steal her whole collection. I stole, I think, a few. I got the bag that I brought to spend the night with, and put a few of the LPS that I really wanted into the bag. After that, my cousin came back into the room, and before she came in the room, I shut the doors to the little closet-like thing and just continued talking about Pokemon, Littlest Pet Shops, things like that. Later that night, we just hung out and talked until we went to bed. When I woke up, I left and my cousin stayed in her room. I left and no one was in the living room, and there is the pet that I've been wanting the entire night. I looked around, I noticed that nobody was there, and I took it, and I put it in my bag, and I ran off to the car and got into the car. That was the last time that I think I've ever spent the night over there. That doesn't cover up the fact that I stole. Do not steal. No, just don't. But I do have, I think the only pet that I have left that was hers is this one. This kitten is in super rough condition. I repainted it. It has all these marks on it from over time of me playing with it, and it has her initials under it, so Yeah, I think this is the only one I have left. I'll show some pictures of the ones that I stole, but I don't have them anymore. I think the kitten is the only one I have left. I'm not completely sure. So guys, this is just a message saying, do not steal. It's not worth it. You'll feel bad for a very long time. I did. I still do. I always remember this as kind of a lesson of, if you want something, you shouldn't always get it. You should get it for your own, not someone else's. If you really want something, get it somewhere else. You don't have to steal other people's things to be happy. I started my own collection and have really gained my own life with them, and I didn't need hers to be happy. If anything, I felt really bad about it and still think about it a lot. So that was just my little story of what happened years ago, I think 6 or 5 or maybe even 7 years ago. That was just a lesson for me, and a very strong one at that. Even though I didn't have any consequences on it, my mind was my consequence. It told me that what I did was wrong, what I did was not something that I should do in the future. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you ever stolen anything, comment down below. How did you feel about it? Did you get a consequence from it? Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed my story, and if you want any other story times, please comment down below also, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!